my YouTube channel where I talk about movies, and today I'm introducing a new segment called Television Tuesdays, where I talk about the TV shows that are released on Disney+. It's very new. I'm really not doing it for a long time. It's just for Falcon and the Winter Soldier and then hopefully Loki when it comes out too. Basically what this is just me talking about each episode of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier after they come out and after I've had time to recover from everything that has happened. A little disclaimer before we start, this is completely spoiler full. Just those kinds of situations. I don't want to spoil anything for you, so I'm just going to tell you right now that this is going to be full of spoilers. So let's get started on this review about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. First thing I'm going to say is wow. First let's talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 2. It was so heavy. This is a very adult show if you didn't notice that before. This show is really not built for smaller children, I guess, like kids under middle school age that don't really have a lot of life experience. As an adult and understanding a lot of things that are happening in the world and just history in general, it's very heartbreaking for me to watch this show. The thing is that they do balance it very well with humor, but they don't make light of the situations and the issues that they do address in the show. So we were introduced to both the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, 1 through action sequences and then 2 through the life events and life issues and social justice issues that they both are going through currently. With Sam in the first episode, it's his inability to receive a loan due to a lot of things that happened with the blip, but a lot of it also has to do with the concept of race. And Bucky, we are introduced to him through a fight scene and his trauma, his PTSD that I can't even imagine what he's going through because nobody has ever done it before, because where you remember all of your assassinations while you were brainwashed. It's horrible. So in this episode, we are focusing more on Sam's trauma and Sam's issues that he's going with in life after he has gotten back from being snapped out of existence. One of the most powerful scenes, and I think the two can be accompanied because they're right next to each other. The first one is the scene where Bucky takes Sam to meet Isaiah Bradley, who was another super soldier that came after Captain America. There's also a video by Straw Hats something on TikTok, and he does explain this a lot better than I do, and if you want, you can go check it out in his link down below. Basically, Isaiah Bradley is a super soldier from the 60s, I believe. He was the only one who survived the serum because obviously the serum only exists once and didn't work for anybody else after that, but he was the only one who was able to receive the serum and become a super soldier and fight in the war and, you know, be a hero like Captain America. But America didn't treat him the same way that America treated Captain America. Because Isaiah Bradley is of African descent and he is a black man, he wasn't received as well, and they actually, in the comics and you could see in the show, that they arrested him basically for defending his country, doing the exact same thing as Captain America. And seeing that and then just seeing Sam crumble before seeing Bucky's respect for this man and his understanding, it just kind of blows your mind, and you're really seeing what it is, and they're not hitting very softly on these subjects. They're hitting hard. They're not making light of it. They're actually taking it very seriously, but still making a good story. They're not just doing it for politics' sake. I think that's really important. I do have another video about politics and race talking about blind casting, and if you want, you can check it up in the cards or in the description box down below about blind casting and why it does work and how it shouldn't be used and how it should be used. And this show is really doing it well. They're writing these characters and these stories to make it seem like it's actually happening in real life, because this is actually what would happen in real life. The second scene that is very powerful is the one where Sam and Bucky are having an argument about Isaiah, directly afterwards. They're having an argument. Sam's like, how come there was a black Captain America before and I didn't even know about it? They have this argument, they're starting to yell, police come. The police immediately point out Sam and say, hey man, what's going on? And look at Bucky to protect him and say, is this guy bothering you? That's not only embarrassing, but humiliating and derogatory, something that unfortunately a lot of people experience on a daily. And then Sam gets recognized for an Avenger, not because it's him, but because he's with Bucky. I think that's just, it's so hard to watch and see that. And this show is being realistic while also being a fictional universe. Kind of. It's a fictional universe parallel to what we are today, with tweaks. I think that the conversations between Sam and Bucky are both hilarious and very heavy at the same time. There's a lot of stuff behind all of their conversations that happen, and I think it's hilarious. We also see the fake Captain America in this one and his awkward interaction with Sam and Bucky and him trying to just you know, make light of the situation. I really, in some form, I do feel bad for the guy, but at the same time, I don't. I really don't like him, and it's just hilarious. And then Battlestar, who comes in, I'm looking at them and I'm like, you know, they're recreating Sam and Captain America, right? That's essentially what they're doing. It's just a different face. I thought it was hilarious, but you know, whatever, we're moving on. The banter between Sam and Bucky is still a little tense because they're just seeing each other after a little while, after whatever, Steve passes on the mantle. The scene where they're together in the therapy room at the very end is just I could go on and talk about this scene, but I think the biggest thing is when they're just asked to stare at each other. And that's the scene that we see from the trailers, and you can see that they're just trying to one-up the other. They're not really actually harboring any hate towards each other. Generally annoyed with the other, that the other doesn't see their side of view, but neither of them is willing to tell their side of view. So we get this really, really fun and awkward situation that's going on right there. So it's a fun time. And then at the very end, spoiler alert, they do finally release Baron Zemo, and his face is back. We hate him. We really do. I'm kind of glad that they don't have to look for him, because that would just complicate things further, and I just want the plot to keep going. So I cannot wait for episode 3. So I'll be doing this every Tuesday for the next... What did you guys think of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 2? Did you think anything? Anything that I missed? Any videos that you recommend? Any video essays on it? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great random Thursday, and I'll see you on the other side of the screen.